Hey everyone, welcome to my first video here on this channel. Also, welcome to my first video diary. And yes, I am doing this late at night, back up against the wall with my pillows and whatnot, and really comfy, and honestly I look kind of, well, not too rough, but obviously I'm not putting a lot of effort into making myself look a certain way on YouTube right now. This is kind of on the whim. I've been playing with the idea of making YouTube videos for a while, and I used to make videos back in the day, and nothing really like this per se. And recently, I've just been wanting to come back into making something on the internet and just sharing my life and expressing myself. But basically, this is going to be sort of a video documenting my feelings on life currently, where I'm going in life, how I feel about my personal situation, and yeah, what I really want to talk about in this video is sort of my standing in life right now and where I'm at, where I want to be, and how I think I will get there. This video is, I mean, it's for to put out there, but it's also kind of for me, more so than anything. I like the idea of kind of cataloging pieces of time and just being like, this is where I was at such and such time, and my mental framework and headspace. So, excuse me if it seems like not the most entertaining concept. For some reason, I feel like someone might get something out of this, whether it's informal or maybe just like some camaraderie type thing. But we'll see. So right now, I'm 23 years old. In May, I will be 24. I have a stable job that I enjoy working at. I live at home. I do have a girlfriend. I'm in a long-distance relationship, but it's going pretty strong. And really, I guess you can say I live a pretty comfortable life. The thing is that even though I think you can definitely make the case that I'm really young, and it's typical for people my age to be still in similar situations, I find myself feeling really lost. I'm sure a lot of people in my age group are feeling the same way right now. I've been feeling this emotion of feeling like stuck, or I guess that's not an emotion, but these feelings of being stuck and lost in my life and not understanding like what it is I'm trying to do. Because I didn't have a plan. Like, if I went back and looked at my history in life, I haven't really done much up to this point. Really, like, if I had to take any highlights of my life right now, it would be within the last year. And it has a lot to do with the fact that I started taking more action in my life and really building myself up and all these things that kind of culminated around it. So, for instance, again, I talk about my job, but I didn't start this job. You're curious. I work in e-commerce for a big company. My job involves helping, I guess, distribute online orders. I help get that shipped out to those people. Part of the process that gets those items, puts them in the correct box, I guess you could say, or packaging, slaps a shipping label on it, and gets it sent out. So that's my job. I've been doing that job for almost 2 years now. I make good money doing that job. With that job came a lot of, I guess you could say, like, positive events in my life. Because prior to this, I was like 22, not really doing anything with my life, working a dead-end job that didn't really make any money the rest of my week. Was basically sitting at home doing nothing and wasting away. Because of that, I put on a lot of weight. Prior to this, I was a heavy person. I was a heavy kid growing up. I might be able to throw some pictures up on screen. I don't know why I keep leaving my hands in front of the screen. I'm sorry. I'll stop doing that. I was a heavy person throughout most of my childhood. And then, as I graduated high school and really stopped doing anything, I didn't go to school after high school. I didn't really socialize outside of online stuff like video games and whatnot. I basically became a hermit. Didn't, long story short, became a hermit, gained a lot of weight on top of the weight that I already had, being just like a fat kid growing up, and, felt really bad about myself, and really insecure and nervous and anxious all the time. And I was able to work on that once I decided to take a little bit more control of my life. And, I started this job, a pretty physical job in the beginning. I didn't get to do the things I get to do now. I had to really earn that stuff, operating different types of heavy equipment and such. In the beginning, it was very physical. I was just loading trailers all day sometimes these boxes were heavy, and I had to lift these things and put them down and load this truck all day for 8 hours a day, and you bust your ass doing that job, right? So I was able to lose a lot of weight just by being more active throughout the week. I was working 40 hours a week. Felt really good about myself doing that, and it pushed me to lose more weight. I'll just say right here, I used to be 315 pounds at my heaviest, and because of that job and because of, the positive event of losing the weight through that job, I was able to motivate myself to lose more weight, and now I'm at currently 185 pounds, and I'm really proud of that. So it's a total weight loss of 130 pounds, and that's been like the main focus of my life for the last few years now, is just like regaining my health, learning more about diet and nutrition and physical activity, and just trying to be like a better version of myself physically, as well as emotionally and all those other things, but mainly physically, because that's one aspect of my life I didn't really work on. And with that came a lot of different things, kind of had a newfound confidence, and, I met a lovely lady because of that and all this other stuff. But basically, now I'm at a point in my life where I'm at a crossroads where I feel like I can do a lot of things, but I'm not acting on them. And I think it's because I've gotten so comfortable with my situation, and I'm having a hard time breaking out of that comfort zone again. Even though I do it on a regular basis, like I said, I'm in a long distance relationship. She lives in New York City, and I'm in Maryland, so it's actually not that far of a distance. But I have to travel to see her, obviously, and I've done a lot of traveling just to see this person, from buses to airplanes, etc. And that's something I couldn't imagine myself doing even like a year ago prior, to dating this person. And obviously I've broken out of my comfort zone, and I feel like I'm motivated to do that, but at the same time, I'm having a hard time finding what it is that is going to continue me on that path. For me, it's obvious of what I want to accomplish in my life, but it's just the steps to get there is what I think stumbles me and probably many other people. Again, I'm like at this point where I'm like, okay, I want to get out of my parents' house, right? I don't want to live here by the time I'm like 30, right? I don't even want to live here by the time I'm like 27 or something. Like I don't want to be in my late 20s still living at home. But I also want to go to school and learn something, but there comes challenges with that and problems. And if I'm living a regular life trying to balance the whole going to school and trying to be independent and live on my own, like, and work a full-time job, it's like, is that even really possible at this point? And I'm sure it is, but it's a lot of work, and I put a lot of thought into this and trying to figure out where exactly my trajectory is in my life. It's just a struggle trying to find out like what I want to prioritize, what I want to put in the forefront, because you only have one life to live on this planet. Unless you believe in reincarnation and right, like of course you're gonna live multiple lives, but I mean like most of us believe that we only live on this earth once. You only live once in this realm. I don't think all of us really take that into consideration. I know I've not done that until recently, where I've kind of had like an existential crisis over it, in a sense, because there's so many things that you can do in this life, so many things you can accomplish, so many places you can go and see and experience, and I don't think many of us really take advantage of that and really take that into consideration. I think a lot of us take that for granted, and we don't shoot high enough. I used to be like this person that's like, I don't think there's anything wrong with like, living a very comfortable, stable life and just settling down and having kids and having that sort of normal family, run-of-the-mill, average American type lifestyle. But I don't want to just live my life not doing different things and seeing different places and just staying in one spot. I want to actually go out and experience like wildly different things. I want to go travel the earth. I want to go even just travel across the country. I've never been to the West Coast. When I was younger, I used to think that, oh, the United States is huge. Like, I couldn't imagine myself, like, traveling all these different places. And now I'm thinking, no, it's like I'm a big fish in a small pond living where I'm at and not really exploring anything else. But if I use the entire US as a landscape, all of a sudden now I'm like able to accomplish so much more. I know it sounds like I'm rambling here, and this is kind of how I do things. Unfortunately, you can ask my girlfriend. The point I'm trying to get across is this. I don't want to live my life in a singular fashion. I don't want to go from point A to point B. I want to be able to jump around and do things that I really want to do or that I think I want to do. I want to try a lot of stuff. I'm not concrete on like exactly things that I want to do in my life, but I am the person to want to try and experience different things and find out what I like. And of course I have passions and whatnot, but I don't have anything where I can sit there and say like for sure, like, I need to experience that before the day I die. It's more so like I have ideas of things I just want to try. With that, I've come up with ways to attain that, and that's why I'm kind of making this video, is because I want to explain to myself and to an audience where my head's at right now and what I think would be a way for me to obtain that. So, like I said before, I'm at 185 pounds. I'm not like fully physically fit, but I do work out. Mostly just cardio. I do a little bit of, I guess, weight training or strength training. Not much though. I've recently been heavily thinking about joining up in the service, the army or something like that, some sort of military service. A lot of the reasoning comes from things that the service seems to be able to offer that I kind of am looking for, which is experiences, travel, learning, growth, etc. Like, there's a lot you can get from joining up in the military, I feel like. And I've had my disagreements, but basically, when I was younger, I really didn't think of the military as like a great thing, and I used to find it morally questionable, I guess you can say, with like the recruitment process in regards to like people who are not even adults yet legally. Even that being said, like as an adult now and seeing the benefits of doing that, not only as like the monetary benefits and the back end benefits of being able to go to school and all that stuff, which I would love to do, just more so like your personal growth type benefits, being able to like go through that experience and accomplish so much in your life, and feeling that inside, feeling that pride, feeling that like maturity, I guess you can say, like feeling that growth. Like there's an internal thing that you feel whenever you experience something like that, and it's unique based on any different situation. For whatever reason, I really envision myself doing this and going forth with it, and spent time researching it and looking into different things about it, basic training, what it's like to actually be a soldier and whatnot. Not to mention it helps that my girlfriend had recently just gotten out of the army, helps a lot to kind of bounce things off of her and ask her different questions and whatnot. I think for me right now, I'm at a crossroads where I want to be independent, I want to go to school, I want to be more fit, I want to, I'm in decent shape right now, but I feel like I can be in better shape. I think that, along with having that personal growth, having that maturity, having that maybe not coming of age is the proper term, but just like that leap forward in my adulthood, and having to have that commitment and really stick to it, obviously. I think that's something that could work for me, and that's where my head's at right now. I think within the next few months, I'm going to be working towards that, seriously go through it with somebody, maybe talk to a recruiter, what have you, get some sort of process rolling on that, and just really figure out where I can go from here, because again, I have all these aspirations that I really didn't have like a few years back. I really didn't expect to like feel this way at the age of 23, because only a few years prior I just felt like a child still, and now oddly enough, I actually feel like an adult, which I mean I should, because I am of adult age, but I think with even just a little bit of personal responsibility I have now, and the personal accountability in my life, and the way I've taken charge in different ways, it's driven me to want more of that independent stature, of that, again, like that self-discipline, all this other stuff, just living a more fulfilling life. And I think we all should strive to live a more fulfilling life, and that's just my 2 cents. So yeah, if you like the video, please leave a like, comment down below telling me how you feel about the stuff. I do want to interact with people in the comment section. I understand this video was probably really long and drawn out, and maybe not many people made it through it, but I promise in future videos I'm going to have more concise thoughts. And subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.